Lesson number 1, Introduction to Discrete Structure. Let us talk about propositional logic and deductive reasoning. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to appreciate the concept and objectives of discrete structure, distinguish propositional logic, discuss deductive reasoning and its relationship to computer programming, and classify an argument whether it is inductive or deductive reasoning. Introduction. What is discrete structure? It is a part of mathematics focuses on the study of discrete objects, means unconnected elements. When we say discrete object, we are talking about exact object, discrete variable like number of apples in a basket, dozen of eggs, wala namang half egg, wala namang 0.2 egg. Always being counted as 1, 2, 3, counting numbers. Are the abstract mathematical structures used to represent discrete objects and the relationship between these objects. Objectives of discrete structure. Number 1, mathematical reasoning. The students must understand mathematical reasoning in order to read, comprehend, and construct mathematical arguments. It includes the discussion of mathematical logic, which serves as foundation for the subsequent discussion of method of proof. Mathematical reasoning. So we have two, the inductive and deductive reasoning. It will improve and develop your reasoning skill, reasoning ability on how you will analyze, compare things, think analytically and critically. Combinatorial analysis. An important problem-solving skill is the ability to count or enumerate objects. It includes the discussion of basic techniques of counting. So we will talk about counting techniques like before. In probability, you have encountered permutation combination like that, arrangement of numbers, sequence. The number 3, discrete structures itself. The students should learn how to work with discrete structures, which are the abstract mathematical structures used to represent discrete objects and relationships between these objects. These discrete structures include set, permutation, relations, graphs, trees, and finite state machines. Algorithmic thinking. Certain classes of problems are solved by the specification of an algorithm. After an algorithm has been described, a computer program can be constructed implementing it. Algorithm is a step-by-step procedure. Am I right? So you're following a sequence. Arrangement. Then number 5, application and modeling. Discrete mathematics has applications to computer science and data networking in this course. Let us talk about logic. What is logic? It is the basis of all mathematical reasoning and of all automated reasoning. It has practical applications to the design of computing machines, to the specification of systems, to the artificial intelligence, to computer programming, to program languages, and other areas of computer science. A person has a logical mind or thinking if that person thinks analytically, critically, can connect objects, compare, get the similarities and difference of objects around us, has common sense, can comprehend easily different situations and cases around us. Propositional logic or PL is a part of logic which deals with the statements that are either true or false, but not both, called proposition. I know that you have encountered this in mathematics in the modern world. When we say proposition, that is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. What is a declarative sentence? A declarative sentence is a kind of sentence that ends in period. It's just in narrative form because we have 4 types of sentence. Am I right? The declarative, it ends in period. Interrogative, it ends in question mark. Asking question. Imperative, it shows command or request. Then exclamatory, it ends in exclamation point, showing feelings or emotions. So you can easily distinguish a proposition because that is just a declarative sentence. Examples. Number 1, COVID-19 is a disease caused by strain of coronavirus. The number 2, discrete structure is a computer science course. Number 3, it can be also a mathematical sentence. 7 plus 8 equals 15. 4 plus 4 equals 6. Among these 4 examples, we can say that 1, 2, and 3 are true, whereas 4 is false. Though everything, all these 4 examples are propositions. In logic, what is deductive reasoning? Since it is a logic-based question, computer science just applies deductive reasoning at times. So when we say deductive reasoning, you have learned that already in mathematics from the mother world. That is from general statement to specific example, general to specific. You're giving rules first, methods, or you're giving principles. Then afterwards, you will provide examples or evidences. Programming is deductive reasoning. It is based on rules, laws, principles, and generalizations. A conclusion necessarily follows from a set of premises or postulates which are assumed to be axiomatic, true, and self-evident. Okay, so the jump to programming requires deductive reasoning. So as a programmer, as a ComSci students, or even IS students, you're using this deductive reasoning in programming because you're following step-by-step procedure algorithms. Am I right? Then you will dissect it. You will write it in detailed. You will code. So that is already deductive reasoning. Then 2 types of logical reasoning or mathematical reasoning. We have the deductive reasoning, moves from theory to observations or findings. It starts with the general statement and examines the possibilities to reach a specific logical conclusion. So as I told you, general to specific. Example, all men are mortal. Duterte is a man, therefore Duterte is mortal. Based on this given statements, so we have a general statement, general principle that lahat daw ng tao mortal. Then we give specific examples. Example, which is Duterte. Therefore, Duterte is mortal. So general to specific, deductive. Inductive reasoning makes broad generalization from specific observations. Basically, data is used to draw conclusions. Okay, so when we say inductive from specific to general, you will provide first a specific conclusion before you generalize or make a rule at the end. Example of inductive reasoning are all biological life dies sooner or later. Even 1,000-year-old oak trees eventually succumb. So eventually, mangyayari pa lang in the future, it will just happen in the future. We're just predicting. So that is inductive. Duterte is alive. Duterte will die eventually sooner as a gadfly. So at present, so we have a specific statement which is Duterte is alive. Then eventually, sooner, he will die. So you use the tense of verb will. So it will happen in the future. So when you're predicting what will gonna happen in the future, that is already inductive. Inductive reasoning in action. The bus comes every 30 minutes. I've been at the bus stop for 5 minutes. The bus has not yet come. Therefore, the bus is late by 25 minutes. Ayan. So that is example of inductive. Explanation. Human thinks inductively. It is fast, effective, and avoids a lot of careful attention to wrongness. It assumes we are usually right and makes us feel better when we miss the bus by a minute. Another example. The coin I pulled from the bag is a penny. That coin is a penny. A third coin from the bag is a penny. Therefore, all the coins in the bag are pennies. So you give a specific example first. So you pick a coin, so that is a penny. And then the third coin is also a penny. So you're assuming that all the coins inside your bag are pennies. So you generalize at the end. So that is inductive. For more examples, let us have this learning checkpoint. You will classify whether my given statement is inductive or deductive. All numbers ending in 0 or 5 are divisible by 5. The number 35 ends with a 5, so it is divisible by 5. So you can see here that you assume that all numbers ending in 0 or 5, divisible by 5. So, general statement yon kasi nilahatan mo na eh. Pangkalahatan, bago ka nag-specify. So, nagbigay ka na muna ng rule. Tapos, saka ka nagbigay ng example. Yung 35 na natatapos sa 5, so madidivide siya sa 5. So, this is general to specific deductive. Number 2. The Gin Kings have lost their last 7 games. Thus, they will probably lose their next game. So, in this given example, you have a scenario that Gin Kings, specifically, they lost the last 7 games. So, you're assuming that the next game, they will also lose. So, it doesn't happen yet, but you're assuming already, predicting. So, that is inductive. So, the first one is deductive. Second one is inductive. Number 3, to earn a master's degree, a student must have 32 credits. Team has 40 credits, so team will earn a master's degree. So you have provided a rule at the beginning per sentence na bago daw maka-masteral degree, dapat may 32 credits. So nagbigay ka ng specific example si team, naka-40 na siya, so ibig sabihin, naka-earn na siya ng master's degree. So general to specific, deductive ito. Then number 4. All dogs are mammals. All mammals have kidneys. Therefore, all dogs have kidneys. So, lahat puro all. Alam niyo naman pag all, di ba? General to specific. So, sinabi mo, lahat daw ng mammals may kidneys. Saka ka nagbigay ng specific example ng mammal, which is a dog, or which are dogs. So, may kidney din sila. So, this is deductive. 5. My daddy has curly hair. My brother has curly hair. Therefore, everyone I am related to has curly hair. So, nagbigay ka ng specific example, daddy, brother, so ikaw rin. So, ina-assume mo lahat kayo sa pamilya ay curly hair. So, ito ay inductive. Okay, class, we will have your quiz number 1 regarding our lesson number 1. You will just distinguish or classify if my statement is deductive or inductive. Multiple choice, so 2 choices. Good luck, and I hope you've learned this lesson number 1.